I have watched and read a lot of reviews and opinions on the Elden Ring DLC. I'm going to show you one from a former game journalist, worked at IGN at one point, did some stuff with Kinda Funny as well, now works at Sony Santa Monica. This person's opinion is one of the worst I've ever seen for actually any kind of a FromSoftware game. I'm going to show it to you. A lot of people talking about it. It's it's out there. So Alana Pierce did a video talking about how hard it is to play the Elden Ring DLC when you have a 2-year-old. And as someone who also has a small child, in general, I will say it is kind of difficult to play video games because you really have to watch them and, make sure they don't get into things and do things. So yeah, playing a game like this, probably not the best game to play during that time. I really don't play video games until after bedtime. But, it's not really a big deal. I can always go back and play this another time. It's not going anywhere. I don't mind going back and playing games. But the one thing I wouldn't do is call it a situational disability, which I guess is a thing that the virtuous are trying to put out there now. Having children is a disability, which is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. And she's really going hard on this take, defending it. It's dumb. Now, all of this could have been summed up. I'm gonna show you what she said here. It's 26 seconds of a 5-minute video. But this 26 seconds is what's getting a lot of attention. She took 5 minutes to basically say that she wishes that FromSoftware games had a pause button. You could hit the power button. That is a thing. You could end the game. It'll start you back up where you were because it saves instantly. But you could do that. But here's the thing. So I actually kind of agree that you could put a pause button in there for offline mode. And there is an offline mode. You don't have to play online. If you're playing online, I get it. No pause button. But if you're playing offline, yeah, you should be able to pause because you're playing offline and you lose all the benefits to playing online anyway. I agree with that take. I think that that's fine. If you're playing offline, it shouldn't matter because you're offline. However, she never makes that argument at all. She never says it from what I've seen. Let's take a look at what she had to say. So here is the internet's big controversy today. Let's listen to it. Take a listen.
Is concerned. There are long-term disabilities. There are situational disabilities. There are temporary disabilities. It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid. You have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. That is a situational disability that you have, where the game not having the option for you to be able to pause, for example, is a hindrance for your particular disability.
Why do we have to use woke speak for everything, by the way, to find yourself to be a victim at every opportunity? Because that's what I say. Oh, I have a kid. I can't play video games. Oh, no. You could still play video games, just accept that you're probably going to die when you're playing the game. Because if something happens, you got to go take care of it. And that's just the way it is. It's not a disability. This is a real thing, though, I guess. Situational disability. So a way to victimize yourself when you have a kid because you can't play a video game. Boo-hoo. Maybe she has a job at Sony Santa Monica. So, maybe you're going to have to make a sacrifice. That's what it's about, being a parent. You're going to have to make sacrifices. Sorry. That's just the way it is. Sorry that you can't play Elden Ring on time with all of your journalist buddies who are finishing it way before you. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. You're not going to be able to keep up with the other journalists. I feel like this is an argument for a journalist mode, too. It's just quite the take. Journalist journalist mode pause button for live. So, maybe hit the power button, quit the game, maybe play it after the little one's asleep, play it during nap time. There's lots of options that you can do to play the game and not have your situational disability. But that is quite the stretch. I was looking to see, it looked like the video she turned off dislikes, which I don't get because you can't even see them anymore unless you have that plug-in. But the quotes are all there. I mean, the opinions are not on her side with this, as they shouldn't be. It's an awful take. It's an awful take. Just to say that you wanted a pause button, you should have just said, "Hey, could I have a pause button during offline mode?" And honestly, I really wouldn't disagree too much with that take because you're offline, like I said. I'm sure people will disagree with me on that, but if you're offline, I really don't see the issue. But calling your kid, having a kid disability, like a disability, that's really messed up. And what's even worse is the kid is probably going to go and watch that someday and say, "I'm a situational disability." You have a 2-year-old and you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. This is a situational disability. Yeah, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old and 2 infants. You know what I do when my kids need me and I can't pause? I let my character die and I try again. It's just a game. 100% agree with the Ebony Mao on this one. Stuttering Craig, welcome to parenthood. The idea of leveraging your kid as a disability because you can't pause a freaking video game is insane and shameful. I promise you'll get way more enjoyment and memories out of spending time with your 2-year-old than whatever you're doing in Elden Ring. 100% agree with that. That is another thing you could do. Maybe do something with them. That Star Wars girls. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever watched. Maybe spend time with your kid while they're awake instead of playing video games. You can always play while they're asleep, but claiming your child is a disability is absolute effing BS. I agree with that one too. And that's what I was saying, like nap time. This is when I play video games. Nap time and after bedtime. And that's even if I choose to. Sometimes I'm just beat and want to go to bed. It's been a long day and I just want to go to sleep and get up. That's also something I do. Like video games, it's not that big of a deal. They're not going anywhere. There'll be plenty of time in the future for me to catch up on stuff. When, you look back, you don't have a lot of time with them when they're that little. It goes fast. And you're going to look back and you're going to wish, instead of playing Elden Ring, you would have spent a little more time with them. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.